Hello everyone, it's Guy O'Day, one of your YouTube clinical hypnotherapists. This video is about Alcoholics Anonymous. It's a little different than most of the other pro and con videos on Alcoholics Anonymous that one can find on YouTube. First off, my big question is since, according to even AA statistics, no more than 5% of those who enter the doors of Alcoholics Anonymous meetings for the first time are successful in quitting drinking and staying on the AA program, as is suggested, forever, because this is exactly what it's suggested, that you must go to meetings for the rest of your life, that you have a progressive illness, an incurable illness called alcoholism, and the only way to succeed in quitting alcohol is through the AA way. This is the only way for anyone. And if you try something else, or you try yourself to quit drinking, you will not be successful in doing so. Most likely, they say, you'll just go out and drink some more, and as time goes on, you'll only get worse, because this is a progressive disease that will lead in the end to insanity and prisons and just the most horrible things in the world, and then you'll die. And they brainwash people into this notion. They suggest that a newcomer to AA should attend 19 meetings in the first 90 days, which is great, I guess, if you want to be brainwashed, because if you do that every day for 90 days, and you're so vulnerable, well, you would think it would work, but even that doesn't work. And me being a hypnotherapist and knowing that brainwashing isn't so hard, you would think that AA would work, but the fact is it doesn't work. 5% is tops so far as the statistics for recovery, or whatever you want to call it. And yet, since this is fact, at least even according to AA, that only 5% succeed, that you might wonder why. Virtually, I think 90% of all alcohol rehab centers in the United States are based solely on the Alcoholics Anonymous 12-step program. I mean, these programs cost a lot of money. I don't know, for their little 28-day inpatient thing, they can go $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. Most people don't have insurance like that. Perhaps they have some sort of a payment plan, whatever. But since this is the case, since most people, I guess, at least at first, are not aware of this fact, and in fact, since AA does have the monopoly on virtually all rehab centers, and knowing no more, that would seem to lend credibility. I mean, it must work if all the rehab centers use it. I mean, one would assume that. And also that people who are convicted of drunk driving, almost more often than not, I mean, it's usual for the judge to sentence them to attend AA meetings for a certain period of time. They don't tell them try something else. It's AA or you go to jail. So that would also sort of lend credibility. If, the court system, this is what they do, they really, it isn't supposed to be part of the punishment, it's supposed to help people. That's what people assume. I mean, they might not want to go, but they must go. So you would assume that this also lends credibility. The fact that, as I said, and I'll say again, that only 5% at most, and there are statistics much lower than that, in fact, minus 0%, suggesting, and actually the case has been proven that Alcoholics Anonymous is actually quite dangerous for you. And this is only common sense, because if you go to these meetings and it's brainwashed into you that you have a disease that you were born with, that the only way to control it or stop this terrible addiction to alcohol is by continuing to go to these meetings. And if you don't, because it's an incurable disease and it's progressive, that you will only get worse, and it leads to insane asylums and prisons, and I mean, the most horrible things they'll tell you. So, okay, here you are, and you're sitting there, and you're hating this meeting, and you're not drinking, but you're told you have to go there for life, but then you have a drink. You go out, they tell you, if you go out and have a drink, you'll go insane, and you'll start drinking, and your life will all fall apart. So these poor people, that are brainwashed into believing this, they go out and they have a drink, and unlike people who've never attended these meetings and know nothing about this AA philosophy, these people are terrified. They can't stop drinking because they're told that unless they go to meetings they can't stop drinking, and yet they are drinking now because AA is telling them that they will drink. So it's all really a matter of brainwashing. And so those people, they drink, and their attitude is that they're going to get worse and worse. And with an attitude like that, you are going to only get worse and worse, because what you believe is true for you. And that's the way it works. So, yes, if you do work the AA program to the letter, yes, you will have a 100% success rate. You will never drink again. And another thing they throw in is that they tell you, when you go to these first meetings, that the only requirement for membership is the wish to stop drinking. But then you've been there for a while, and you start hearing about these people discussing their little past drunken lives, and they will say that they are a grateful alcoholic. Well, what does that mean? I'm a grateful alcoholic. What it turns out you learn not too far into the future is that really alcohol is not your problem. It's just a symptom. You see, you have this spiritual disease, and the reason you're grateful is that you never would have found out all these the one and only ways to really reach enlightenment. This sort of religious spiritual program has nothing to do with alcohol, really, at all. I mean, nothing at all. It's just, stopping that. It's just the beginning of the road to enlightenment that only AA has the key to. So, of course, you're supposed to be so grateful. And you don't want to stop drinking because, you don't want to start drinking again, because then you don't get to learn the key to enlightenment. So they got that. And they're all real grateful about that. These 5%, I guess, that make it. Okay, great. So, but the thing is, it's only 5% tops. Remain on the program and work the program, and then, as I said, if you work the program and do exactly what they tell you to do, then you will be sober forever, 100%, no exceptions. But since This little 5% is all there is, at most, that stay on the program from the minute they entered till the day they die. I mean, and these people are made up of, it's not some sort of exclusive club. I mean, you could be a ditch digger, or you could be Bill Gates, or the Queen of England, or the richest person in the world. Doesn't matter what you do for a living, doesn't matter how smart or dumb you are, doesn't matter about your connections, doesn't matter about anything. So I wonder what benefits this AA program is getting. I mean, they don't charge to join. You don't have to pay. They do pass the plate at these meetings, and people put down, I don't know, $1, $2. Some people have no money. You don't have to put any money in. And other than their little yearly conferences, which might help the airline industry and the hotel industry, because lots of people, if they've got the money, will go attend them. I don't think they cost anything, not the conference itself. If it does cost, it's not like going to some, Tony Robbins thing that costs you thousands and thousands and thousands, or Scientology either, which makes a lot of money. I mean, AA is free. It's absolutely free. And so what are the benefits to the leaders, although they say they have no leaders, although they do have some sort of central headquarters, but what do they get out of it? I mean, and really, why wouldn't they do things? Nowadays, there's so many ways, subtle ways, that you could get a lot more people involved that stay on something. But even that, since it's only 5%, who is benefiting? Who are the people, who are the powers that be that are getting so much out of this? It certainly isn't this little 5% making up, people of all classes and circumstances, and not just rich people. So who is benefiting? If it's the lowest rate of success in the world, and yet it monopolizes all the AA, all the alcohol rehab centers, how did they get to do that? Where did they get their power? The only thing, why would they be the ones that would run have the monopoly on these rehab centers? Virtually all of them follow the AA model, and they cost so much. The only thing I can think of is that since they fail, and rehabs cost so much, that it's good for the rehabs, because the rehabs aren't some charity. As I said, they cost upward of $30,000 for a 28-day stay. And if they're failing 95% of the time, at least that much, then of course people might come back again. And again, and again, and again, and 30,000 plus 30,000 plus 30,000. So it's good for them, and for these meetings, that are held, these international conferences, yearly or quarterly. Great for the airline industry, great for the hotel and the restaurant industry, not so good for the bars, but everybody else, that have nothing supposedly to do with AA. So who is benefiting other than these outside things? If only 5% tops succeed, then why is it so powerful? Without people that are powerful behind it, why is it the one that gets the monopoly on everything, courts, rehabs, and yet it's such a failure? This is what I want to know. The only good thing, get this, since it is so supposedly, since it is, at least people assume that know nothing about it, know that it is so credible. And, if you tell someone that you're a recovering alcoholic, for a job interview, if they ask if you have any weaknesses, and you tell them, well, I did, but, I'm a recovering alcoholic with AA. Well, they'll hire you. They're not going to say, because you're an AA member, which is ridiculous, because if they only knew, only 5% succeeded. But somehow that is a positive thing to say. And also, let's say you're a doctor or another professional, a lawyer or something, and you've got disbarred, or you're a priest, or you've been derobed, or you're a doctor, you've lost your medical license. Well, join AA. They'll help you. You'll get all kinds of networking, and because you're an AA member, well, this is good for business. This will get your medical license back. This will get you'll get back on as a practicing lawyer. The disbarring will disappear, and whatever you are as a professional, you'll get your licenses back because you're an AA member. So I'm sure there's many, many AA members who it benefits not by not drinking, although I think a lot of them do drink, and they just go religiously to these AA meetings. And, so after 5 years of sobriety, you can pretty much count, no matter what you did, how many surgeries you debauched, anything you did, malpractices that are outrageous, that people feel real good about you now because you've been on the program, clean and sober, supposedly for 5 years. And, it's your ticket back to success, and even more success, because you'll have more people. You'll have everybody, all your fellow AA people who will vouch for you, and other AA doctors and lawyers, etc. And, it's a clever way to get back whatever you need to get back. Doesn't need to help you stop drinking. I'm sure there's so many psychopaths and sociopaths that are quite aware of this. Also, it's been stated that AA, just a second, let me think what I was going to say. Just forgot what I was going to say. Is a wonderful place for people who are just lonely. They have no drinking problems or any other problems. Maybe they move to a new city, or maybe, they're shy, or maybe, they just aren't the type that go out to bars or meet people. But they've heard that AA, you go there, and everybody becomes your new best friend. And everybody gives you their phone number. Before long, the phone is ringing off the hook. It's overkill. You end up having so many friends that you can't stand it. Because that's one thing for sure. AA will make sure, as they'll tell you, you can call me 24 hours a day, and I will talk to you. You're a fellow AA member. We are brothers or sisters together, and we will do anything to keep you from drinking, or keep you from being lonely, or anything that might get you to drink again. So you don't have to really stop drinking, or maybe you never did drink. But, you could use AA. It's real handy that way. A very successful way to get a lot of friends super fast. Another interesting thing that I've heard is that NA, the sister program, Narcotics Anonymous, it doesn't have what AA calls a very, as strong a level of sobriety. It's even less successful. So you go to these meetings, these NA meetings, and you notice that there's a lot of people there that are just on the verge. You can just tell that they're going to leave and they're going to go score some dope. So, it's been said, I've read the articles, that a brilliant, clever new way. Let's say let's say you're a dope addict, and your regular supplier got busted, or you moved to a new city, you don't know where to score. Well, one of the best ways to score is go to an NA meeting and look around at the weakest, the newest of NA members. The ones, as I said, since 95% at least are going to fall. And you can check out people that are supposedly the successful ones versus the ones that are just about to fall off. So you start making friends with them. And before long, you've got bingo. You've got all kinds of contacts and ways to get the drug of your choice. And it's like a buyer's market. You may have a list of 10 or 20 different suppliers of cocaine, heroin, or whatever else you take. You can pick and choose. You can find whatever kind you want the best. The best this, the best that. And you can just try them all out. It's a paradise for people who do have major drug habits. Very convenient, handy way. You couldn't do better. But as I said, if you're in a new town or whatever, your supplies dried up, wherever you are, just go to an NA meeting, and for sure, just go 2 or 3 times and just keep your mouth shut, look around, make friends with the ones that are about ready to leave, go have a cup of coffee with them, and you two can get your little heads together and learn. They'll tell you everywhere you could get the shit. Very nice. So, it is handy, not really for quitting drinking, or for quitting drug addiction, but it does have other benefits to so many people. Like I said, to drug addicts who are needing to find a new source or a list of the best of sources. Couldn't find a better way. And it's great for the airline industry, hotels, restaurants, travel agents, for these AA conferences worldwide. And it's real great for doctors and lawyers and other professionals who are hopelessly addicted, lost their licenses. Yeah, they just go to AA for 5 years or 2 years maybe. And they meet other doctors and lawyers who have been on the program for 20 years, get to know them, like them, and of course they want to help them. So, this is a great way, exceptional way, to get their licenses back. And also, it's really a great way, I would think, to actually get a job, to get a better job. You'll meet people. You could go hang out at the Beverly Hills, or the Bel Air, or wherever the highest, the richest people's AA meetings are, and make friends with some of these people. And, tell some guy who's some well-known Hollywood director, screenwriter, agent, whatever, that is in the program. Make friends with them, have them like you, if the successful ones, and you're likely to get better chance of getting really good jobs. If you play it right, it's a wonderful organization. There's nothing like it. I've been told there are 3 organizations that if you belong to one of these 3, you will never have a problem again. One of them is the Jewish community, because Jews, having been so persecuted for so long, do come together and do help each other, and I think this is wonderful. And this is not bullshit. This is cool. And then there's the gay community, which up until fairly recently were considered mentally ill and even thrown into prison for being gay. Now that's not so true, but still it is a community of people who, if you're gay and someone else is gay, you'll never be alone. And the third, of course, is AA. So just join AA, at least pretend. And as they said, fake it till you make it, I say fake it and you'll make it. Just fake it and you'll make it. Drink all you want. And just disguise it. And go to your meetings and be a very good AAer and make lots of friends with all those people who now have influence, who are in your profession, or can help you. Or if you're lonely, you got, like boom, within a week, you got more friends than you can handle. I mean, it's great. If you need to be put up somewhere for the night, with all your AA buddies, maybe, you had a bad business situation or whatever. Maybe you need to get bailed out of jail, not for alcohol, of course, but for something else. I mean, you got friends. You got friends. So, that's the great thing about AA. So there must be some powers that be that we know nothing about, because there really is no benefit insofar as success rate using the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous, or the 12 steps of Narcotics Anonymous, or the 12 steps of any 12-step program. They even got 12-step programs for people who have nothing wrong with them. That, I don't know, it seems pretty silly to me, since it doesn't work, but there's so much involved. It's so much more complicated than that. It does work for so many other things. So many other things. And as AA themselves will tell you, it isn't alcohol anyway. They say that they're so glad they were alcoholics and, hopeless boozers, because it opened the door for spiritual enlightenment that the normal people don't get to have. But only because you are a hopeless drunk and etc. were you allowed to learn the secrets for free that everybody wants. The secrets to enlightenment. Sounds really great. I don't think it gives you any enlightenment, but it sure has a lot of side benefits having nothing to do with the success rate of its program over licking alcohol. And it has a lot of benefits for so many other organizations that have nothing to do with stopping drinking. Interesting, don't you think? Think about it. I think it's great. I think it's wonderful. I think people should think of the way they can benefit from joining AA. But knowing, please know this, unless you're some idiot that wants to lose their soul in order to become sober, meaning that 5% that are sincerely following the AA program to the letter. And the price you pay, although it's free to go to the meetings, the price you pay is losing yourself, your personality. If that's the way you want to do it, if you're a person like that, if you want that, then do it. Do it. It'll work. I guarantee it'll work. But for the rest of you, I also tell you, if you've got a drinking problem, or even if you don't have a drinking problem, go to AA. Become an AA member. If you're having problems in any area of your life, like job, getting a good job, a better job, if you've screwed up with anything, be sure. You can be sure if you join them and you at least fake to make it, you will make it. Not in overcoming booze, but in just about any other area you choose. Miracles will happen. So I say, join AA. But don't join it for any benefits that have to do with successfully stopping your drinking habits. That's it. Bye for now. Gaio Day, just a different view of looking at things. Because there is a silver lining to even such a flop of a group as this. Take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. Bye.